Hey everybody, so we're going to take some notes today. This is CG number 1. It stands for coordinate geometry. I didn't want to write all that. So I just put CG number 1. And it's the midpoint formula. I know yesterday we went over midpoint, but that's the midpoint when it's on a flat line, like flat horizontal or flat vertical. Sometimes we have points that connect segments, and then the points that are on a coordinate axis, like an XY axis. Okay, so finding the midpoint is just, it's a different process. So anyway, there's not too much notes. It's basically just a formula. There's the formula, right? So again, it's this formula. It's used to calculate the coordinates of a midpoint of a segment with endpoints x1, y1, and x2, y2. Okay, and this is the formula. I think it's pretty simple. You just need to take the two x values, add them, and divide it by 2. Take the two y values, add them, and divide it by 2. Okay, I'll leave that up for a second. If you need time, push pause. I'm going to turn it over to do some examples. So again, I'm not doing too many examples. We will be graphing some of these in one of the assignments that we do for this. So you guys should remember how to graph points. So anyway, so here's some examples. Find the midpoint of the line segment with the given endpoints. So here's my two endpoints. Okay, what we first have to do is identify x1, y1, x2, y2. So just go through and I like to write. So this one's the x1, y1, and the reason why they put a 1 there is just, I mean, that's the first point. That's the first point, that's the second point. And hopefully from algebra and pre-algebra and from, I don't know how long you guys have been doing this, you remember every point has a coordinate pair or an ordered pair x, y. Okay. So anyway, if I want to find the midpoint that connects these two endpoints, I'm going to use the formula. I'm not going to write it too many times. I'll go ahead and write it here. Again, you take the two x values, add them, divided by 2. Then you take the two y values, add them, divided by 2. So I'm just going to substitute the values into the formula and simplify. x1 is 5 and x2 is 1. So right here I'm going to put 5 and 1. y1 is 0 and y2 is 4. So again, I put y1 there and y2 there. Add the top, 6 over 2. Add the top, 4, that's 4. 4 over 2. And then again, I'm just simplifying this. Continue to simplify, and then you basically divide this. 6 divided by 2, 3. 4 divided by 2, 2. And that's what the midpoint would be. So the midpoint would be 3, 2. And again, this makes more sense, and it looks nicer if you actually graph it. If you graph the 2 points, this point that we just found would be right in the middle of those 2 points. Okay, and we will have some of these that are graphed, so you guys remember how to graph these. So again, to do the second example, just label it x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, there's the formula. I'm not going to write it again, but you guys should write it again. And you know what? I'm going to write it again. I'm going to write it again. Hopefully, you guys write it again. The more you know, people always say, you're good at this because you're a teacher. You know why we understand it and how we remember it? It's because we write it so many times. Every year I'm writing this, right? And then I'm writing it like 2 or 3 times a day, depending on how many classes I have. So that's how I remember it, is by writing it. So anyway, that's just me talking. So there's x1, there's x2, so negative 9, 7. Add them, divided by 2. There's y1, there's y2, 3 and negative 8. Add them, divided by 2, right? You better know what this answer is. Okay, it's negative 2 over 2, and then this one is negative 5 over 2. And then again, the very last thing we do is just divide these. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Negative 5 divided by 2 is negative 2.5, or 2.5. Okay, and that's it. That's midpoint. We will get into graphing some of these, so review graphing a little bit. Maybe I'll do a review video. Okay, we'll see you in class.